I just want to welcome all of you here this afternoon. We have lots of elected officials here. I'm not going to name you by name, but we got Skagit County commissioners here, City of Mount Vernon City Council members here. Our Mayor Peter Donovan is here. A lot of our colleagues from across the fire, EMS, PD are here. Thank you all for being here, guests, family. And I know you all think we're gathered here today to celebrate Chief Brice and his retirement from the fire service, but in reality, I gathered you all here to talk about my strategic staffing plan. Step one is to retire the current chief. Step two is secure the new chief. And so far, it's working really well. But with that, we'll go ahead and get things started off here this afternoon. And I'd like to welcome Mayor Donovan to kick us off.
Thank you, Chief. Chief, are you going to stand there the whole time?
I was told to stand right here at this spot right here, Mayor.
It's a little unnerving.
Really?
Yeah.
You should be here.
I just want to thank everyone for being here today and to celebrate really Chief Brice's leadership here in Mount Vernon and in Skagit County. When you are a mayor looking for city department heads, you obviously are looking for individuals with leadership qualities. And while I wasn't the mayor who hired Chief Brice, I have appreciated the fact that Chief Brice doesn't just have leadership abilities and qualities. He really is a leader of leaders, and he has been that in our city and amongst our city directors. And he's been looked to for some innovative and new ways of approaching different topics, different challenges that we've had, and he has helped to lead us through those, and he's done so really well. And I've known that you've also done that in the community and are looked to in the community as well as a leader among some of the leaders countywide in emergency management and things like that. So in looking for a commemorative gift, something that you can remember us by, I was downtown Mount Vernon and found in a shop there that an artist had taken some old photos, historic photos of Mount Vernon, and made a commemorative plate that I want to present to you. It became even more special to me today, that plate, when it was, I needed a way to present this plate to you, this gift to you. And I asked a city employee to please help me find a box that I could put this in and present you with. And as that employee was downtown looking for a box that would fit the plate, they had the plate with them. And that employee was struck by a vehicle. Slow, she is absolutely fine. No serious injury. But as that happened, somehow she protected this plate from cracking or breaking. And I thought, first of all, thank goodness, and you should probably go home. But also, how similar to your career here in Mount Vernon, going through all the adversity, all the challenges that you've been through, and somehow coming out uncracked, as far as I know. So I apologize that there's no box for this gift, but there's bubble wrap. And Chief Brice, I just want to thank you for your service here, your dedication to this department and to the city.
That is quite a remarkable story. And that's like you see the commercials where they're at the ball game and somebody's trying to catch a ball, fall over a seat, and they save the beer. She saved the plate. I think that's a level up. Next, I'd like to invite Chief Dave Scrindy to say a few words. Chief Scrindy.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. A little side story here. I got an email from Esther a week and a half ago, and I opened it up there, and she asked if I would come up and say a few kind words. And I thought, I'm not sure if I have anything to say. So I thought about deleting it, and then I'm thinking, well, she might have that setting on where the sender gets the receipt there that's been opened, and I can't delete it now. So now I have to do it. But no, kind of kidding aside there, I've had the pleasure of working with Chief Brice here for a number of years on projects and such. There's one word that I'm going to throw out here that would spin him out of control in meetings there, and that word is locution. And for those that don't know what that is, it's actually a system, a program here that's going to benefit our dispatchers, create efficiencies within our system and stuff like that. But we would intentionally bring that term up there during meetings when the meetings got boring, and he would be going around in circles with that. Chief Brice, during his tenure with Mount Vernon there, not only brought leadership there, but actually helped us improve our systems countywide. And that's one of the things I appreciated about him, is that he wasn't all about the city, even though the city was his priority. He wanted to better our system countywide. No matter what fire district you came from there, whether it's East County or West County, it was all about the system and bringing improvements, and we did. So locution and recommended units there are a couple of the programs there that he was passionate about there. He wasn't afraid to put the city up first and say, hey, we're going to spend the money and we're going to invest in this, but it's going to benefit the county. And that I have great appreciation for that. Having said that, I was only supposed to speak a few words there, but I wish you the best in the future, wherever your travels take you. And again, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Chief Scrindy. Appreciate that. Now it's my turn. Okay, so my goal with this speech here for you all today is to add a little humor at Brian's expense. It's the least I can do after all. He never charged me any rent for spending time in his office, complaining about operations, or the last time the ambulance has been damaged in an accident. But seriously, back in 2016, when I was serving as the union president, I had requested that the union be involved in the fire chief hiring process. And back then the mayor was Jill Boudreau. And she graciously met with me because, as it turned out, she had already offered Brian a job. And in a true diehard Bruce Willis fashion, she was more like, it'll be great. He'll come out to Mount Vernon. We'll share a few laughs. You're going to love him. And she wasn't wrong. So today we celebrate the retirement of someone who has survived one of the most grueling, underappreciated jobs in public service, the administrative fire chief. That's right. I said it. Administrative fire chief. The one who bravely faced the burning buildings of bureaucracy, responded to code red IT incidents, and spent more time in meetings than actual incidents at all. If that doesn't deserve a medal, I don't know what does. Chief, let's be honest. You didn't just run the department, you ran a Microsoft Teams empire. Like Pierre from Office Space said, I deal with the people problem so the firefighters don't have to. Whether it was rewriting form flows, decoding change orders like they were ancient Aramaic, or chasing fire station remodel issues like Indiana Jones with a clipboard, you handled it all. You didn't ask for praise, just a quiet office, some decent Wi-Fi, and a grande blonde Americano with 6 pumps of vanilla and 1 inch of cream. Exactly. Meanwhile, he somehow always made sure that we had a good budget, ensuring that we got our $2 from Doug in finance, just like the paper boy in Better Off Dead. But despite the red tape, we need to hire more paramedics games, and you stuck with it. You led with patience. You led with the patience of Mr. Hand from Fast Times at Richmond High, the grit of Jules from Pulp Fiction, and the deadpan endurance of Lane Meyer from Better Off Dead. I've been going to this high school for 7.5 years, dummy. I'm no dummy. Well, Chief, you've been in the fire service a lot longer than that, and you're certainly no dummy. When the mayor wanted just one more report, when the fire station bond disappeared faster than Spicoli's GPA, when closest unit response plans came a choose-your-own-adventure novel, you stayed cool, mostly. And through it all, your leadership style remained steady, a little sarcastic, always dependable, and somehow always a step ahead. Even when someone left their timesheets blank for a fourth week in a row, Morgan, most people kept cool. But now it's your turn. Your inbox is empty. Your calendar is finally yours. No more writing policies no one reads. No more pretending the strategic planning is just another advanced guessing with better fonts. So as you ride off into the sunset, or more likely into a Starbucks, let us leave you with with the immortal words of Blazing Saddles. Mongo only pawn in game of life. But Chief, you're more than a pawn. You're a bishop, a rook, a queen, the whole board. And while the game goes on, it won't be the same without you. It'll be better. So from all of us, thank you for the response data spreadsheets, the sanity, the sarcasm, and for making it all look easy when it most certainly was not. And if you ever find yourself missing the chaos, don't worry. I'll send you a calendar invite. Enjoy your retirement. You've most certainly earned it. And as Dazed and Confused taught us, you just got to keep living, man. Livin. Thank you. And so kind of the history behind some of that is Brian and I love to throw out one-liners from 80s, 90s movies. And that's kind of been our relationship back and forth for several years. But in all honesty and truth, when you're trying to find a fire chief, it's really hard to find a chief for the right time. And Brian was the right chief for the right time for the city of Mount Vernon. Like the mayor had mentioned earlier, shortly after he got here, he moved not only our city, but other cities and the county moving forward with fire-based dispatch, which was a huge step for us. We continued to push on, and we absorbed a lot of new employees in our organization, and knowing that we needed to grow, that we needed new, more modern stations in the fire department to support the health and safety of our people. We pushed forward with a fire bond. That didn't necessarily work out for us, but with his collaboration and leadership, we were able to move forward with a councilmatic bond to remodel 2 fire stations, one of which you're in right now. And it's those things that if it weren't for him pushing and leading us along the way, they probably never would have happened. And so with that, I'm very grateful, and so is everyone else in the fire department. And the last thing we want to do is present a plaque to Chief Brice that has an axe on it. It's a really nice one. And it's to remind him that it's been, 25 years since he ever seen one or touched one, but it looks really nice. It's all you now, mister.
That was a great speech that ChatGPT wrote for Brian, isn't it?
I had to edit it.
Did you? Really? First, thank you all for coming. I truly do appreciate it. I'm honored to have been here and been the fire chief here. I was trying to figure out what to say. So what to say without crying, that is. And as I went through different pieces, I was like, I should talk about this, and I should tell about this story, or go back and talk about how did I get here? What led me to this? How did I advance through my career? And after I looked at that, and I went, well, that's 4.5 hours, and I don't think people want to hear that. So I thought I'd keep it kind of short and to the point. One, I wouldn't be here without the support throughout my whole career of everybody in the fire service. I started as a 20-year-old kid in Orange County Fire Authority. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what a rookie was supposed to do. And if it wasn't for those senior firefighters that we desperately always need, I wouldn't have known how to make coffee, how to kind of clean the station and do those little things that just develop you into those future leaders. There's so many people that I wanted to thank, and I was trying to think like, well, I should list those all off. And I'm like, no, that's another 4.5 hours. But there's a couple that are out there that I'll call them out by name, just not for any other reason, but they had some significant pieces. And I'll kind of start with that first one, which was my first real medic partner, which was Brian Young. And so Brian, you see a theme, right? I only work with Brian's for some reason. But the story behind Brian is we got hired. I got hired a little bit before him. He came on board. We ended up at Medic 4, which is in Irvine by UCI. First day he got there, he was administratively assigned there. And I said, hey, you should bid in and we could work together. And his answer was not only no, but he put an expletive in front of that. Like, no, there must be something wrong with you because your last partner was a real lunatic and you stayed with him for 2 years. Well, 2 shifts later, he bid in and we had the greatest time there on Medic 4, as Chris will attest to there. So that's one person I want to thank for helping me. Again, I think there's another one, and he's sitting here, and that's Chris Conception. Chris was a medic with me on Medic 4 on the other shift, but then he became my captain partner at Station 4. And again, I still remember the first dialogue I had with him after I got promoted in 2002. I walked in the station, I said, hey, Chris, how you doing? Now that I'm promoted, just so you know, I'm the senior captain here because I had more seniority than Chris, even though he had been a captain 2 years longer than I had, which worked out great. And we did tremendous things together. And I think that's what really helped me grow to become a fire chief eventually. Along the way, kind of hidden in there was another person. He's not here, and you'll probably never even hear his name ever mentioned, but Chris will remember him. His name was Steve McHale, and he gave me the best words that I've ever heard. So for those that have ever interviewed with me, I always ask you, what's some of the best criticism you've ever had? This was exactly it. And his words to me were, you're the biggest underachiever I've ever seen. And I was like, what? And his point was, why are you not taking the next promotional test? Why are you not advancing? Why are you not going back to school? And that kind of helped me. And so that was Steve McHale. And then as I kind of finally got to that last position up in Orange County Fire, I don't know how it happened, but I managed to find a partner in crime of doing a whole bunch of special projects. And that was strategic planning, and that was some fire service proposals. And despite her nickname of Crash Zeller, we became very good friends and worked well on a lot of things. And I appreciated her mentorship, and she's still kind of a mentor to me. So that's all the thank yous I'm going to give on that side. But anybody that's ever done this job, whether you're a new rookie firefighter, the fire chief, you can't do it without the support of your family. And so I want to thank them all, especially Wendy, who put up with I came home, I went right to bed, slept all day because we got our butts kicked from the phone call of, hey, had a bad accident here at the fire we were on, and some bad things happened, and she was understanding and listened and kind of consoled those things. So I appreciate that. I appreciate every time I said, hey, I'm going to take this promotional and we're going to take a pay cut. She was like, okay. Hey, I'm going to quit my job in Orange County and go to Oxnard. Okay. Hey, I'm going to quit Oxnard and we're going to move up to the city of Mount Vernon. And she's like, okay. But always in a supportive fashion that helped us progress along. So I'm not going to keep rambling on, but I want to leave everybody with one last thought and one last thing that hopefully I can teach somebody. And this doesn't just apply to the firefighters, but it applies to any profession you're in. So, and I asked Chris this, if he remembered this person, but in late 90s, we went on a call, and it was just another routine call, and it was for a child that was reported as not breathing. And my partner and I, we got there, the mom is frantic, and here is this little boy, and he appears to be fine. But she's telling us he wasn't breathing, and so we did our thing. And I didn't think I didn't think 2 cents of it. We just went through our process. I did my part as the patient person, taking care of the baby. He went through his part, talking to the mom, getting some information. I can't even remember how long it was after that. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, get the same phone call. Child not breathing, same person, same mom, same baby. Still can't figure it out. We go through the same routine. Probably saw this child maybe 3 times. Like I said, that's how vague it is to me. That's how it was just part of what I did on a routine basis. And I don't mean me, I mean all of us do. We just do it routinely. So that's late 1990s. Time goes on, I promote to fire captain, I promote to battalion chief, I leave the field, I'm in a headquarters position, and one day I get this. Addressed to me, my name, care of OCFA. I always introduce myself to my patients and the family, but that's about the extent of it. And then I move on. This is a card for a graduation ceremony for Jeremy. Whatever we did stuck with that mom. So no matter what you do, it sticks with somebody, whether you know it or not. 10 plus years went by, I had no idea the impact I had. And we make those impacts all the time. You may not know it. So despite how you're feeling that day, tired, grumpy, whether it's the 10th time to Mountain Glen, whether it's some other place, some person you've seen, remember, you're making an impact. Whether you are in Parks Department and your folks are out there mowing the lawn, somebody might think, this is great, I appreciate that. You showed me how to access this. You showed me how to do this. You might not know the impact you're really having at the end of the day. So I've kept this, keeps me going, but keep those as my closing words, and thank you all for coming.